Hey guys, so this is a thread about red flags and
how to spot them.
How do
you know if you're a trash player or not? Because this applies a lot to me and you.
Yeah, kind of.
And you watching. Maybe, probably not.
Probably.
I don't know you, but it definitely applies to me. So let's get into this, will we?
So lack of communication / commitment to play, jealousy / competitiveness amongst PC power levels. E.g., no fair, he's better built than I am.
Well, that's your problem.
That's for making a shit character.
Hey, if you want to min-max, there's a lot of guys online. You don't even need to think about it. Copy someone else's character.
Lack of attachment to characters.
It depends on the type of game you play.
Yeah.
If it's a high death mortality rate, of course you don't want them to die, but...
you don't really want to get too attached to the character as well.
Yeah.
Playing video on laptop during the session.
Yeah. It's kind of... Why bother?
Yeah. Bringing a +1 who isn't interested in playing. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, you're going to know if someone wants to play it or they don't want to play.
Yeah.
I think role-playing games, they either really, people either really want to play them or they're like, oh my god, I could not think of a worse time.
Yeah.
Of course, I do think people that think that just actually don't know what they're talking about, but
yeah,
you can't change people's perceived point of views.
Mistreatment of the party, healer / support.
Well, that's video games for you.
Yeah.
That's MMOs.
Players banding together to coerce a DM. Change this, that, and the other, or we quit.
That's mega cringe.
That's
mega cringe.
Jealousy / competitiveness amongst PC power levels, e.g. no fair, he's better built than I am. This one is particularly bad because it encourages a competitive attitude among players, rather than a cooperative one.
Yeah, that is a better way of looking at it.
Party members are derided as useless if they don't get to roll as many damage die as the other party members.
No, I will say, I do always slag off Teal, but that's only because his dice rolls are piss poor. It's got nothing to do with the character. It's just, he himself cannot go high in any situation. And
party members that are the head of the pack are derided as power gamers and fun ruiners. It leads to nobody being happy unless they're all the best.
It's kind of hard to be the best in a group of 3 to 4 people.
I know.
It's just, the way I look at it is, you've got a goal to play. You've got a objective. This is what you're good at, and this is the way you handle situations. Yeah. If the need
the whole game is purely a game of chance.
And it's
you're playing with dice.
It's cooperative as well. I think the main thing is cooperation, and that's where I get the most fun out of. Yeah. Being able to, form a group, get everyone together.
Get a plan going,
And then when it, I hate to say it, when it all comes together.
Bringing a +1 who isn't interested in playing. This one can be bad. Obviously, there are many expectations. Somebody can be observing to possibly play later on, but in my experience, this person always detracts from the attention to the game, either directly by distracting the players with constant talking, or indirectly, blaring music, watching videos, etc.
Who blares music?
Who does that?
But yeah, no, I get that. If people want to play, good. If they don't want to play, that's up to them. Let them choose what they want to do for fun.
Mistreatment of the party healer or support. This one usually indicates that the party isn't truly cooperative. This may include things like drawing straws for who plays the healer, all the way up to treating their healer as a bandage and not a real character. In these parties, the healer is simply a tool for the real heroes to continue to be squishy as balls and just spam attacks.
Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
That's the way. I feel like that's just completely from video games and people's interpretations, because I'm going to assume a good 99% of people that play D&D or role-playing games have also played World of Warcraft at one point in their life.
Yeah, more than likely.
So I do think that is completely a video game judgment.
Yeah.
Or even Final Fantasy and stuff, you get that from.
Yeah. I kept fighting with this guy over everything, because the game I was running wasn't the game he wanted to play. He somehow missed that people don't like casters and got upset when people thought he was working with demons when he started forcing telepathy on them. Then got really ass blasted when they got a shit job that turned tits up and they got chewed out for it. Simultaneously, a disagreement with a different player over house ruling monster stats on the fly is allowable turned into an argument over probability. When he fucking knows I do this shit for a living and know better than him when it comes to objective fucking math. This overboiled right when I lost internet for a day, leaving them just to fester with one another before dropping out without a word.
Okay, so there's a few things here. We can first off say, Okay, it really does depend on the setting whether or not, like, you know, the local townspeople hate spellcasters or not. I can really see in any, like, medieval setting, the idea of magic being used as, like, witchcraft, or you don't trust them, or, you know, it's like, oh, there's something up with that wizard, or if they, God forbid, a warlock, and it's like, it's a little pact with a devil. You know, I can understand that, but I do feel like you should be straight up with people that do choose that. Like, for me, I choose to play a goblin and spelljammer. People don't treat goblins very nicely. A lot of people don't like me. But I deal with that because I knew what I knew what I was getting into, though.
Yeah.
And the other big thing would be, DMs can change stats because players are dickheads when it comes to metagaming, and they're going to look up stat blocks and whatever.
Yes.
if the DM wants to make things harder or easier, that's up to them.
Exactly. Well, he goes on to elaborate. Somebody said, well, how did that turn out? And he went on and said, recruiting to fill gaps in an ERP. Send him my settings doc. Tell him the setting wasn't made for ERP specifically. Ask me if he has questions.
You already know exactly what you want to know.
I know.
When they say, it's like, I got the...
Setting is made for human fighters and rogues. Everything else has downsides. Can I be a dwarf? Dwarfs are immortal eunuchs.
Don't you treat my dwarves like that.
Kind of a bad idea for an ERP. But I've played eunuchs in other games. Eunuch as in no genitals nor sex drive. They aren't biological, so they derive no pleasure from it. Whatever. Can I be a warlock? I want to go around setting things on fire. Warlocks generally get their powers from demons and aren't liked. Can I be a dragonborn? Sure, but to keep the strange or trying to blend in with humanity aspect, they're on the human side of Monster Girl. What about lizard folk? Lizard folk are slave race that literally worship demons. Also, no tits. Hey, look.
Check the link site down below. We got big fat lizard titties. I'm sure you know about them by now.
Literally,
they are now. We've came up with this. They are not titties. They are venom sacs.
Venom sacs. Yes. Literally everyone would be itching to kill you if you were a lizard folk warlock. Can I be a traditional dragonborn? No, that changes the setting, but you can play as older dragonborn with more dragon to them. So, I want to make money as a stripper. But strippers only exist if prostitution is banned. There's no such thing as strippers. God, you're making this so difficult. If you don't like the setting, don't play. The setting is human-centric. It was designed for you to play humans. But I like playing exotic races and dealing with their problems. Apparently not. I should have never let this fucker in my game.
Well, I mean, look, it's your fault for having an ERP game.
Well, it seems that everybody was into the ERP game, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
For him to want to play the game and then just completely disregard the setting, and
I feel like a lot of the time, though, I feel like a good 90% of the time, ERP games also are highly furry friendly.
Yeah.
Would that be fair to say?
This is weird because it's human.
Yeah, which you don't
really get.
So the real question is, do you get to go for asshole circumference? Like that's all I want to know. Like, you know, do you have to go for your gaping asshole or not? Because,
or do you have to roll for pussy grip?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey guys, do you like models in your tabletop role-playing games? 'Cause we do too. Do you like having big bitty waifus on your table? 'Cause we do too. We got human biddies, we got lizard biddies, we got orc biddies, oni biddies, cat bussies. We've got everything you want at neckbeardia.co.uk.
Check the links down below, it helps us out a lot.
Sorry for interrupting the video, let's get on with the story. There's a GM player character. The GM goes into detail describing the GM PC. The GM PC is significantly stronger than the PCs. The GM PC has a race or class that the PCs do not have access to. The GM PC resembles an idealized version of the GM. Yeah. And one player finds randomness inherently funny. More than one player finds randomness inherently funny. The GM finds randomness inherently funny.
Okay, so this thread is from 2015, and the OMG totally random thing, it still kind of did exist.
Still kind of does.
It still kind of does. It's not as big as what it used to be. I think it was peak in 2007.
Yeah.
OMG totally random shit.
Yeah.
It was really big with Scene Kids. Like, what was the biggest one? Oh, Charlie the unicorn.
Candy Mountain,
yeah,
Charlie.
yeah, that one. I think that's what I ideal. That's what I think of whenever people go like, OMG, totally random. Big epic goals.
Yeah, I used to walk about quoting salad fingers.
Wait, salad
I was that type of bitch.
We were talking about salad fingers not that long ago, and someone said in the comments about fucking Burnt Face Man. That shit was hilarious.
Burnt Face Man was beast.
Burnt Face Man was awesome. I loved the villain in that. Bastard Man.
Bastard Man.
Yeah, he was comic gold, so he was. But yeah, sorry about that tangent. Yeah, when it comes to DM player characters, it kind of cringe. However, I do feel like if the players want to, if there's no, like, okay, say you need to scout out a forest, you need to find something in the forest, and you've got no way of finding that information. Could you hire a local ranger, or maybe a woodsman, or someone, like, I feel no reason why you couldn't hire someone and be like, yo, can you show us where this is? Or maybe, something like that. Maybe something, it's not something you need all the time, but you can bring in from time to time. I don't know, that's all I'm saying. But most of the time GM player characters are dog shit. First of all, they shouldn't be GM player characters, they should be NPCs.
Yes,
that's it.
I played a game recently with a GM that had a lot of red flags. Doesn't know the basic rules of the systems he was running. For a GM, that's shit.
I don't mind if it's a new setting and no one's actually played before and something that everyone's kind of interested in.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's understandable though.
Yeah, if it's something like 5th edition, sort your shit out.
Didn't want players playing anything except humans or elves, despite having a lot written in a setting for the other races. 5 minutes in, revealed his level 10 tiefling rogue TM player character. Yay! Could easily do any of the missions we end up doing by himself.
See, this is a problem I've got with DM characters. They always make them hyper strong.
I know.
And the problem is, it's always a self-insert.
Yeah.
It's always a self-insert. There's never, like, I don't know.
First mission, we each get 200 gold. DM Fate, we spend 140 of it in 2 weeks on basic living. What?
That's a bit high.
That is a bit high. Next mission is a complete train wreck due to him not explaining anything. We weren't even getting paid for that one. Don't even get experience because he wants to level us up at plot moments.
I don't mind that, honestly, but sometimes I do feel like that is, if it's but the thing is, he hasn't planned anything ahead. That's serious. I feel like, because I'm playing Rime the Frostmaiden, and it is set like that. It is, every now and again, you just level up. Yeah. It isn't a strip.
That can be done. That can be done, but it depends.
But planning should be done if you are going to do that.
Plot moments in a mercenary sandbox type game. Oh, there was a far longer list than all this, but that's what I recall at the moment.
Yeah, pretty trash.
Yeah, pretty trash.
There's not much. I mean, look, all I'm saying is, Tiefling Rogue. You know the worst thing is, a lot of people say, oh, James, you don't understand Tieflings for hating them. It's like, no, I actually think Tieflings themselves are pretty cool. I like Tieflings.
It's how people play them. It's the people who play them.
It's the people that play them. It's the issue.
Yes.
Like, again, I like rogues. I really like rogues. I think they're one of my favourite classes.
Yeah.
But to say that there wasn't a stereotype about the people that like to play rogues, you get what I'm trying to say.
100%.
Yeah.
Player answers a little differently every time you ask them anything personal, like where they grew up.
What, in character or out of character, like IRL? Are we talking?
I don't know. Seems to come in with a new injury every week. Constantly explains it away as just being clumsy.
Okay, this is IRL.
Very adamant their place doesn't work as a spot to set things up. Won't explain why. Jumps every time they hear police sirens.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I've never actually met this person. This is actually a very unusual one. What can we gain from this person? We're going to assume that he lives in a estate, or like, what would they...
A hovel?
A hovel, yeah. I'm going to assume something along those lines.
Something's up.
Something is definitely up with this one. But what? I do not know.
Being a passive-aggressive bitch when all the players are doing is having their character act like normal PCs and being powerful. Writing stuff for PCs without players' input or consent, and just immediately assuming that we would be cool with it because we're playing in your game.
You know what that is? That reminds me of the DM of the Fur that we uploaded the other day.
Yeah.
Because that DM just constantly is like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, this is your character.
This is your character now.
It feels like every time in between sessions, the DM would just go on to their character sheet and just change it about and be like, yeah, no, this is what we're doing now. This is how it's going about. Also, yeah, DMs, you're going to have to be a ruthless dictator sometimes.
Yeah.
Not too much, though. A malevolent dictator a beloved dictator. Beloved dictator. Yeah, that's what we should call them.
Turning into a pissy little shit when the players call you out in both of the first 2 red flags.
I mean...
DMs can take their game very seriously.
They can, but I don't blame them for taking it very seriously because they put so much time and effort into creating the game and getting it up and getting it running. They are the main driving force behind any game. Yeah. And, I can understand them being blindsided by a lot of things. Player
red flags. Trying to introduce homebrew so their PC can have to what essentially amounts to cheat codes. Acting like the DM is an idiot who can't tie his own shoes even though the player in question has barely read anything, while the DM has every sourcebook. Acting like a bratty teenager when all the DM is doing is helping you get settled and have an easy time with the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But...
actually, I'll tell you this one. So, talking about a homebrew, it wasn't exactly homebrew. We were playing with this fella, and first time, I can understand, he just didn't really understand, but he went for a paladin, and he picked a noble background, and I said to him, just pick from the starter gear what you want, like your chainmail, that jazz. And he said, "Oh, can I have mithril armor?" I was like, "No, you're not getting mithril armor at level 1." And he's like, "Yeah, but I've got a noble background." It's like,
still, you're not getting that level 1.
I'm not giving you at level 1. It's just for the sake of the game. I'm not giving you. And he really got upset with me.
Yeah,
like he really
got thick. Like
he really took that hyper thick. It's like, no, I want me to go. It's like, it's not even really meant for you. It's Dexter anyway. No. It's like, yeah, but I want it though. Okay. Fair enough.
DM red flags. The DM takes the piss out of the players whenever they roll a low number, treating the game as a DM versus player competition, so the DM fiddles the dice and make the worst things happen in any situation so they can win.
The thing is, if the DM wants to, they can kill you at any time. It doesn't matter.
Rock falls.
Rock falls in your head. Oh, the tavern had caught on fire while you were sleeping. Yeah. Oh no, everyone died of carbon monoxide poisoning. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
No pre-planning or imagination at all. Just reads out the text from the module.
I feel like a lot of the time though, like I know Guardbros does this. Guardbros just kind of got like a really basic idea of what he wants to do, and then just goes,
then he elaborates with it.
Then he just kind of goes like, yeah, okay, it sounds good. I'm pretty positive everything he does is borderline improv. He's got like
it is all improv, but he's such a good storyteller.
He's got a very basic idea of what he's going for, and I'm sure a lot of DMs do that themselves.
Yeah. So no pre-planning or imagination at all, just reads the text from a module, page by page, and either rage quits or does a TPK if players question or suggest something that isn't on the page they're reading from.
I feel like that's also the problem when it comes to like real loading and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, if the DM's not prepared, or it's not that they're not prepared, maybe they're just new, I don't mind them saying to the players, like, look guys, I get you kind of want to do some other stuff, but I'm like honestly not that great at it. If you fancy, give me a bit more time, it all depends on experience. If you've been doing this for like 5, 10, 15, 20 years and you can't do any form of improv,
maybe it's not. Maybe DMing's not for you.
Maybe it's not. Maybe you should just go for a player.
Hopefully, it doesn't take you that long to realise it, though.
Yeah, I feel like it's a matter of experience, time, and how
imagination,
and also what you want to do with it. Personally, I do love the idea of being a DM, but I know myself, I just do not have the time to be a DM. So instead, what I've been doing quite a bit is making subclasses, and we're working on a few one shots and stuff like that, because that kind of fills that niche or that idea or that
urge that
I want to do. It fulfills that for me personally. I know not everyone can do that. Well, actually, come to think of it, anyone could do it, because I don't know how many restrictions there are on Roll20, and as long as it's formatted well and you know how to use homebrew, I'm sure you could apply for DM drive-thru or something, or you know what I mean. I'm just throwing out ideas. If you yourself have anything, cool. Look, that's enough sidetrack for one video. I think we'll wrap it up here. Yeah. So, look, I feel like, this is weird. We've done a red flags video, and I don't feel like I actually apply to many
you haven't really been called out much, James.
And this feels like...
Is this a personal victory? Is this a win?
This is a win on my books. In my books, this is a win, because I haven't been called out once in a video. And, actually, did I? I might have. I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh.
We're recording so many videos.
Like honestly, guys, we're recording back to back flat out at the minute because, as you guys know, so more than like our child will be born. Ugh, phone. We're going to keep that in.
Unprofessional.
Unprofessional. But yeah, so our child's going to be born probably this month. So we're backlogging videos, and I mean, I'm not even joking. We're like recording like up to like 9 hours a day at the minute, just to keep up to speed. So we've got the time off, you know. So honestly, I feel like sometimes my head's mush, and
things get muddled into one thing.
Like, was that this video, or was that the video for 2 months ago? I don't know. But look, if you're interested, check out the shop down below.
Yes,
if you like models, if you like models, check them out. If you like subclasses, check that out. Of course, always talk to you.
New things always
come. Of course,
come.
show up to you. Ask your DM if you're allowed to. But I feel like only 1 or 2 of the classes is genuinely bust, but that's because they were meant to be bust in a certain sense. For the most part, they're actually, I would call them subpar. So if a DM looks at them, they could be like, oh, actually that's kind of cool. That's the way I've designed them, like, you know, in a sense of, so DMs are more open to the idea of
you letting you play them.
Exactly, that's the way I was viewing them, because I didn't want to make something like over the top, stupid, broken.
You bring it to the game, DM's like, no,
you're not having this. This is fucking ridiculous. But I don't care about this fucking stupid YouTube channel that you watch. I don't care. I fucking hate them. You're not having it, right? You're doing what's in the player's handbook, and that's that.
But yes, as always, check out the links to everything down below. Check out our new Discord that we'll have up for looking for game Discord.
If you're looking for any games, maybe something
go over, check it out. Hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we post, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!